Welcome to the self-vagina de-armoring and mapping practice. So I would recommend to just start with lying down and just really taking some nice deep breaths. Dropping just gently down into your body. And just starting with a little bit of external massage in your body and those areas of tension. So generally your, maybe some shoulders, your neck, okay, jaw. You sort of just press a little bit. So we're just doing a little bit of external de-armoring to get the body ready. Okay. And just remember to just keep breathing throughout this practice. Then you also want to do the belly, so just pressing on the belly, just some different points. And then the inner thighs, you want to go into the inner thighs and just pressing, go a little bit hard in there. And you can spend a little bit longer on it than we're spending. And then I want you to go into the breast massage practice. You don't have to do everything that we did, but if you want to pause this video and go back and watch the breast massage video, or you just want to start with some massaging of the breasts, obviously I would recommend using a little bit of oil if you can. And you can just do a little bit of yoni massage. I don't want you going into a full yoni massage practice. And you're welcome to actually, after we've done the de-armoring, to go into yoni massage or into intercourse. It's a nice way to finish off after, but that doesn't have to happen. So you want to just start massaging the outer labia and the vulva, and just holding, again, you can just hold it there with a hand and just start massaging a little bit there. You can touch the clitoris a little bit, little bits. Do not want to go over that 70%, okay? We're not here to have any type of orgasm. And then I just want you to sort of just hold your fingers over the entrance to the vagina. And when you're feeling ready, when you feel like it's a yes to entering, slowly insert your fingers, okay? So what I want to show you here is the clock that they use in yoni mapping, okay? So at the top, so this is the top inch to the vagina, at the bottom, the clock is actually 12 o'clock, okay? So you're actually going to push just starting with one finger, okay? You're going to start on the entrance, okay? So this is just the entrance here, and you hold, okay? So you press and hold. Now this can feel a little bit numb, maybe even a bit of pain. This is what we want, right? We want to and I want you to hold it there for a minute, okay? And then you're just going to, while you're doing that, you're going to just breathe, and if you're feeling some sort of pain or numbness, I want you to really sound it out. And this, you know, if you don't know what to sound, just make it up. Just really sound that out and breathe it out. And so instead of drawing in, so often we're drawing up and in. This time what we're doing is we're pushing out, so we're breathing out, okay? So, okay? And you can even sort of imagine that there's something there that you're kind of pushing out, okay? And making noise and just really getting that out there, okay? And then you're going to move to 1 o'clock, okay? And then you'll push on 1 o'clock, and then you'll do that for a minute, and you're going to push on 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, until you get back to 12 o'clock, okay? So just a minute each. This is just at the entrance, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to move to what's called the middle ring. So you're going to go a little bit further in, and you want to do the same thing, okay? And you also want to find, you can just find the parts that feel where there's might be a bit hard, there might be a bit of tension there, and you just really, you might want to stay a little bit longer. And if you feel like a bit of pain, you want to really push and really sound it out, like, because sounding is going to actually help you feel. What I found is it makes you feel less pain, but it's because you're pushing the pain out. So whenever I'm sounding out, like my attention is on the sound rather than the pain, and you'll find that it releases, and you'll start to really notice that even though you've got your finger in the same place, that suddenly it doesn't feel numb anymore, it doesn't feel painful anymore. You're like, oh, it's like it's gone. So it's all, it's almost like, you're going to get a massage and they're pushing in, like, it's like one of those deep tissue, and it's like, oh my God, that's like, ow, painful. And then once they've got kind of the knot out, it's like, oh, it feels good. Like, yeah, you feel like looser and more relaxed. And so this is really what we're focusing on. But sometimes when I don't get deep tissue very often, but when I do, I'm like, oh. It's probably a really good idea to make a lot of sound when you're getting that type of massage. But this is sort of like that. You're really getting into those hard spots, and you'll notice the spots that feel really different, okay? And so you want to press on those. So you're still going around in the clock, but you might find parts in there that do have extra sort of places that feel a bit harder, or it might be more painful, okay? So you want to just do that, and then what you want to do is to get to the cervix. Now, with the cervix, as some of you might not be able to reach it depending how far back it is. So what I like to do is I have a toy that I use, and I'm actually going to be getting wands, crystal wands, that you're going to be able to use specifically for this practice. So obviously we prefer to use something like crystals because they're at a high vibration, right? So, if we're going to be high vibrational beings, we want to start using things that help us to be more high vibrational. So definitely we don't want to use toys that are have any sort of toxins in them, which a lot of toys do. We don't want to use a vibrator that vibrates. You can use a vibrator to switch the vibration off. I actually have a Lalo that I use, and I insert it, and this is how I do it, because if you're lying down, it can be quite hard to get your finger in and up to the cervix. So what I do is I stick in this toy, and the bottom comes out, okay? So the bottom actually sticks out of my vagina. So what I do is I sit up on the bed on my knees, and I sit down so that it's actually pushing on the bed, the bottom of the bed, like the bottom of the toy, and I push my body down onto it, and I can actually feel the pain there. So I'm pushing down onto it, and as I said, I'm going to get these wands that you're going to be able to use for this practice, which is going to be a lot easier rather than trying to use your fingers. But I would like to get you to get used to using your hands first, okay? When you're used to using your fingers, because a toy, you don't know what the toy's feeling in there. Only your fingers can know and feel where the hardness is and that kind of thing. So where the pain, like where it's obviously you're going to feel the pain, but you'll be able to feel extra bits in there that your toy you wouldn't pick up if you're using a toy, obviously. So yeah, so I push down, and then what I do is I grab. So this is where you can use the emotional release tools. I grab a pillow or a towel, and I scream into it. Okay, I scream into it, or even just cupping the hand, doing the hand scream, and just like, because obviously I don't need my hands when I'm pushing down, which is the difference. If you're using the toy, you can actually use some of the emotional release tools. So really pushing down, and I'll feel that pain, and I'll just sound it out. And it's a really great way to do it, to reach the places that you may not be able to reach. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can actually use a penis to do this. So you do this with your partner, and you just sort of instruct him how I have sort of instructed you to try. And the beautiful thing is, this is the great thing, is that men can actually heal us with their penises, and they can, or lingams is the tantric term. They can actually, if they are at high vibration, right? So we want to focus on them being high vibration. If they can draw in, which means they're going to have to avoid ejaculation. That's a whole other story. It's a whole other video. That's a whole other training program. This is why I'm looking at doing a training program for men, but to bring them to that space, and wow, that would be so powerful, is they can draw out, they can take and help energetically take the pain, the emotions, and you're pushing it out onto them. They don't pick it up, okay? We do, because of the vagina and the muscles inside the vagina. We pick it up, and we can pick it up from men. This is why it's really important for us to cleanse and protect, as we can actually pick up their stuff and hold it in our vagina and our wombs, and we can really take that on. So it's like the energy of their DNA. But men, it's only really around their balls and around their crotch that they can, but not their penises. So their penises can actually be very magical wands that can heal us when they're used with that intention, okay? So if you do have a partner or a lover or someone that can do this for you, then absolutely I encourage that. Obviously, again, I want you to do this by yourself first. And then once you've done that, if you are just using your fingers on the cervix, if you can reach the cervix, again, just pushing on those different points, moving around in the clock, okay? So once you've done that, just gently, gently, gently take your fingers out. And now you can either move into yoni massage, or you can move into sex if you wish, or you can just finish the practice, okay? And again, taking that hand over the vagina, putting it on the heart, putting the other one on the heart, and just taking some nice deep breaths and just really allowing yourself to integrate, having love, gratitude, thanking yourself for the practice, and just lying there for as long as you need until you feel complete to come back to reality. And just really feeling that you've just given yourself an amazing healing. You really have. If you've allowed yourself to feel anger, if you've allowed yourself to shed some tears, beautiful, that's great. If you haven't, maybe you haven't had any of that, that's totally fine too, okay? It's going to be different for everyone, and at different times it'll be different, okay? If you get stuck, please let me know and post in the group if you have any questions. If anything comes up for you, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to support you. And if you're just struggling with the practice, obviously, just let me know. Okay, I'd love to hear how you go with it. Speak soon. Bye.